All right, there we go.
All right. So for those who are not familiar with the device, it's to communicate one-on-one with someone who is deaf or hard of hearing, and this is only when the interpreter is not available. So it is not to replace the interpreter at all, it's just to assist during those times when we don't have one available. And this is all without the use of internet, Bluetooth, or Wi-Fi. It connects with low radio wave frequencies. And although the main purpose of it is for someone who is deaf or hard of hearing, there are other groups who can benefit from it. It can help you communicate with those who are losing their hearing, those who are non-ASL signers, or someone who's late deafened. They may just need a way to receive the information clear from you, and then they'll speak back to you. I am hard of hearing myself, so although I am able to verbally communicate, I do rely on captions to understand everything 100%. The device itself is touchscreen. You can have it, even though it's for face-to-face, you can also have it up to 100 feet apart and it will still be able to communicate. It can go through glass and plexiglass. It is very lightweight. You can customize the font size, color, style, background. You can save conversations and transfer them to computer if you choose to. You're also able to set pre-programmed messages up to 4. And you're able to connect to a larger monitor using an HDMI cable if you need to increase the font size for someone with low vision. And I'll go over how to customize the device and how to save conversations and all of that stuff. And please let me know if you have any questions. So on the right side of the device, you have 4, but one device, when you open it, you're going to end up having 2 halves. So on the right side of each half, you're going to have the USB charging port. Then you have that HDMI port. When you're charging it, you want to make sure that both halves are plugged into the chargers. That way they charge at the same time. The HDMI port, like I said, it lets you connect to a larger monitor for easier reading if someone needs a bigger font size. Then there's a USB Type-A port. If you're wanting to save a conversation and transfer it to your computer, you would use a flash drive. And then you have an audio socket there, but we have 4 different models, and 2 of them have a text-to-speech with audio output capabilities. And we use the same external shell for all of our models. So although you see an audio socket in yours, if you plug in a speaker or some hearing aid, a speaker or your headset, you won't be able to hear anything out of that one. On the left side of both halves, you're going to see an anti-theft lock slot. And this is if you choose to have it out on a counter, and you don't want anyone to move it anywhere. You can just get a computer lock and lock it in place. Now to separate the device is you want to make sure you always use a flat surface. Just unfold the 2 halves and slide out the blue J hooks to separate. You want to do it with both hands. And then tilt up the screens, and you're going to press and hold the power button on each half for them to turn on at the same time. The halves are already they're set to automatically connect with each other through the low radio wave frequency. So you don't have to do any connections. You just need to turn it on, and it's going to load and ready for you to start typing. And then to turn it off is the same thing. You're just going to press and hold the power button at the same time and let them load off. When you're turning them on, within 3 seconds of the device being turned on, you're going to see that split screen conversation. And that means that you're ready to communicate. And the device displays in real time, so there is no pause or delay between when one person is typing and when the other person sees it. So it allows for a natural conversation speed. Now, when you finish your conversation and you want to turn it off, just make sure you have the screens all the way flat back down, and then grab onto the blue J hooks with both hands and slide them back in place. So you're going to hear and feel a slight click. That's just letting you know that they are safely secured. No, it is a live conversation, so you don't press enter to send it. The moment you start typing, you will see it in your screen and you'll be able to see it in the other person's screen. It is a split screen, so you're going to see your side and their side below it. But when you save a conversation, it's going to be saved in in the order that it was entered. Now, to navigate through the conversation, say someone is typing too fast, the conversation is always going to move up. So if you miss something and you want to be able to go through it, all you have to do is use the arrow keys. And to jump from one conversation window to the next, you're going to use the tab keys. From your conversation screen to get to the main menu, you're going to push this escape key one time. And then in the main menu, that's where you have your settings, which is the main hub to customize your device. To the right, you have your save folder. If you save the conversation, that's where it's going to be located. And clicking the conversation icon to the left is just going to take you right back to continue typing. Or if you just press the escape key one more time, it's going to take you right back to your split screen conversation. And the boxes below settings, that is just giving you a few color options if you choose to change the background color for the main menu. Now, all of these changes are optional. The whole purpose of the device is that once you need it, all you have to do is turn it on and start typing. But they are available if you choose to customize it. And anytime you customize it, once you have it all saved and you turn off the device, whenever you turn it back on, it's going to already apply. So you don't have to do it every single time that you turn on the device. Now, if you go into the settings, this is the main hub to customize each half. Here you can change things like your time and date. You can change the appearance of the conversation. You can name each half of the UbiDuos, and you can connect to two other UbiDuo halves. Under About, you can view the battery life and information regarding the current software. And if we have a software update, we will email instructions, and it will be done with a flash drive and all under administrator. Also, each half of the UbiDuo device has its own settings. So any changes you make will only apply to the half that you're working on. If you're wanting to make changes to the other one, you would have to go into those settings as well. Now, if you go under Appearance, here you can adjust the brightness up or down for both the keyboard backlight and the screen. You can adjust the format of the conversation, and you can customize the fonts. And I'll go over those. Now, under Brightness, you can just use your finger to slide for your preference, or you can use the arrow keys. Once you have it set, you're also able to set a sleep timer if you choose to leave it out and open and you don't want to turn it off. Once you have this set, just click the white arrow at the top right, and it's going to take you back to the main menu. And if you're wanting to change the split screen format, that would be done under Screen Options. The format lets you change if you don't want to have the conversation boxes top to bottom. You're able to just change it to left and right. And you're also able to change the order. So you can choose which box you want your side of the conversation to be. Once you have this set, just hit accept, and it's going to save it. To customize your fonts, the font sizes range between 8 and 72. So when you click it open, if you're wanting to change the size, when you click it open, it's only going to show you a few options. So you want to use the arrow keys and it's going to help you scroll through the whole list. And the same thing is going to apply for the font color and the background color. And then any changes you're making, the bottom box is just an example of how it's going to look. Once you have this set, just hit accept and it's going to already change. Another way and easier to get to this is if you're in your split screen, just hit the box that you want to customize, the conversation box, either top or bottom. Once you tap it, it's going to take you straight into the font settings. And then once you finish that, go back to it and click the bottom box, and then it'll take you back to here to make those changes as well. And then a quick tip, we do get these phone calls a lot. If you choose to change the font color and your background color, just always double check that you don't have them set as the same color, because when you start typing, you're not going to be able to see anything. And so that's something to look out for. Now, to change your time and date, since the devices don't have connection to the internet, they will not update automatically if you have daylight savings. So you want to go in there and make those updates yourself in each half. And here you don't use touchscreen. This screen here, you want to use the arrow keys and your tab keys. Once you have your time and date selected, just hit accept and it's already going to update it. Now, if you choose to name your UbiDuo halves, you would do that under UBID. The moment you click it open, it's going to show you a serial number, and it's going to be the same serial number for both halves, except the one is going to be your A half and the other one is going to be your B half. When you click that open, you can just delete it and enter the name that you choose to. You're also able to find the serial number on the device itself. When you lift the screen up, you're going to see a small white sticker on the side that has that serial number, and you'll know if that is your A half or your B half. And once you enter the name, just hit accept and it will already apply. And you can change this as many times as you like. Now you're able to connect to other UbiDuo devices. This is helpful in I know a lot of colleges do it in libraries or the study centers for a group study. If any UbiDuo device that is on and within 300 feet of yours, it will show in this list. It's going to show either the serial number of that half or the name that their UBID name. And you can only connect to two other halves. So once you find the other half that you want to connect to, just click it and it's going to send them an invitation. The moment they accept, it's going to, here, instead of having two conversation boxes, you're going to end up with 3 or 4. And this is the way the invitation will look. So once this is, you could either choose to always connect, but that's already how your one half is connected to its other half. So just if you're only wanting to connect one time, just hit accept instead of always. And then once that's done, the moment you turn it off and turn it back on, it won't connect anymore. Now you're able to set pre-programmed messages, and this is helpful in areas where you would have to ask the same question often, or if you have a greeting or something you say all the time, instead of having to type it out whenever you need to, you can just save it on the device and then it will type it out by itself. And the way you create them is if you're in your split conversation screen, just hold the function key and then press F11. A window is going to pop up asking you to create or enter your message. And then once you enter it, just hit enter on your keyboard or hit accept in the screen, and it's going to save it. You can save up to 4. And when you need to use it, all you have to do is press the function key again, F12, and it's going to ask you which one of the 4 you want to use. Once you select the one, it's going to type it out at the same time in both devices, so it saves you time there. Now, to save a conversation, this is optional. This is if you need to save one. You want to do that at the end of the conversation, but before you turn off the device. The moment you turn it off, everything will be deleted and you will not be able to retrieve anything. So once you are done with your conversation, as long as one of the UbiDuo halves is on, you can just press Control S and a window is going to pop up asking you to rename the conversation. Once you enter the name of your preference, just hit accept and then turn off the device. when you're ready to view it or transfer it, then you want to turn it back on. Go into your save folder that you'll find inside the main menu. And then before you open the conversation, if you're wanting to transfer it, insert your flash drive. And then once you go into your save folder, it's going to show you a list of your saved conversations. So once you know which one you want to work with, click it, and it's going to ask you if you want to save it into the flash drive, if you want to view it in the device, or if you want to erase it from the device. And if you choose to view it in the device, it's going to look like this. It's going to be time-stamped and dated. It's going to be in the right order of how it was typed, and it's going to show which half said what. And this is it's going to be saved in a text format. So if you save it to the flash drive and open it in your computer, it's going to be in the notepad. Now to charge it, make sure both halves are plugged into the charger. The power buttons are going to light up red a few seconds after it was plugged in. That's just letting you know that they're properly charging. And the battery, like I said, it lasts for a long time, 8 to 12 typing hours. So as long as you just charge it overnight, you should always be good for during the day. And when they are done charging, the power button light is going to turn off. So there's not going to be any other light on. That's just letting you know they're fully charged. And that's pretty much everything there is to know about the functions of the device. Do you guys have any questions for me?
I have a question. What's the range that we have to be in close proximity to the other person or the other devices?
If you're wanting to, are you asking about the other UbiDuos or its other half?
The other half. Like say
So you can be up to 100 feet apart and it will connect.
okay.
But you know, the purpose of it is to be able to see the person face to face.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. Any other questions?
Robert, did you have a question? We can't hear you if so.
If it's fully dead, it would take about 10 hours to fully charge, but you're able to use it while it's plugged into the charger. But if it's not fully dead, if you just need to charge it to say you used it a little bit during the day, once you plug it in, it's just going to be a few hours for it to charge. But if it's fully dead, it will take about 10 hours. So I'd say just plug it in and just leave it alone for the rest of the day until tomorrow, then it should be fully charged. You're welcome. Well, if there are no other questions, I will send this out via email. That way everyone can have it. I included my contact information here at the end in case there are other questions later. You guys can always reach out to me, or if anyone needs a refresher training again later in the future, we always offer those for free for the lifetime of the device.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys taking time to go over the training with me. You guys have a wonderful day.
You as well.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.